Mindset Matters podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Raquel Tosin. And you guys already know, if you have been listening to me for the past couple of years, that I believe that being blessed is a mindset. It's not about what you have, it's not about who you have in your life. It's about your daily decision to be blessed, because mindset matters. We are on WYTV7 Community Broadcasters Network, and we have a mission to empower, encourage, and educate. We are a nonprofit, so we need donations. Go to www.wytv7.org and hit the donate button. That will keep me on the air and all our other wonderful podcast hosts. And also we give scholarships, we feed the hungry, and we feed firemen. So go and donate today. I am interviewing today an educator, because I always try to do a back to school podcast episode in September. And so today I have with me LaNedra Johnson, aka the Teaching Queen. I just love that, y'all. The Teaching Queen. That's so cute. She is a Broward County public school educator. She is a teacherpreneur, and she is a Canva creation coach. I love Canva, so we definitely gonna talk about Canva after we talk about school, because it's a whole lot to get into. So welcome, LaNedra.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, I used to live in Florida, and
Right.
I thought it would be good to have somebody from Florida or Texas, because your governor, was saying some stuff. So before we get into that, let's just tell the people, how long have you been an educator?
I am actually in my 18th year.
Ooh,
Yes,
long time. That's a long time.
it really is.
Now, are you still teaching in a classroom, or have you, elevated and you're doing something else?
I've spent some time in and out of the classroom. I just stepped out of the classroom, kind of. I'm an intervention teacher, so I don't have my own classroom. I'm helping students in grades 1 through 5, actually. So I pull them out into my classroom so I can do reading interventions with them.
Okay. So you're still really hands-on though.
Yes,
You
very
still
much
hands-on.
hands-on. Yes.
Okay. So you are a perfect person for us to
Awesome.
talk about my first topic. Okay, my first topic, y'all already know, is about the mask.
Yes.
Because in Florida and in Texas, the governors created this whole mask. They banned mask mandates for
Yes.
public schools. As a public school professional, that's in the schools with the kids, what do you think about that?
Right. Honestly, I'm very disappointed in the decision that our governor is making, especially because he's not in there with us on a daily basis. Even before the pandemic, we had a lot of issues with students coming to school sick and passing it on to their classmates. At least once a year, I've had to stay home because either I was sick or my daughter, who was born prematurely, so she gets sick pretty easily, because one of us was sick, because parents would take their child to school and they would come to school visibly sick, like eyes swollen, nose running, and things like that. And then it would be difficult to get the parents to come and pick them back up. So this is before the pandemic. So now imagine now, even with symptoms not showing as much as some of the other symptoms of being sick. So for them to, not to go against what the professionals in the medical and scientists are saying and try to keep us from mandating the mask is very disappointing, because we still have students that are getting sick. We have teachers that are getting sick. The first day of school, one of the classes at my school, an entire class had to quarantine because someone tested positive, and some of the parents are knowing that their students are testing positive or are coming into contact with someone, and they'll still send them to school, and then we have to wait until we know they test positive, and then a whole class is being quarantined. So it's not helping at all. I'm really, really disappointed.
That is, it's crazy. I really just don't get it. I mean, because people want their kids in school. Like, my son is actually a teacher, and he's a music teacher.
Wow.
So he needed to be in school. That his first year teaching was last year virtually.
Oh,
You
wow.
that was teaching music virtually.
Yeah, I could see what the music teacher at my school was having to go through. So I can imagine.
So
Wow.
he wants to be at school. He needs to be at school.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's over the marching band, and
Oh,
it's all that stuff. So they need to be, but the mask,
you
and
want them to be safe.
you need the mask to be safe. But tell me this, because he says that his students, but he teaches high school, so you're in
Mm-hmm.
elementary school, so it's different. So he says his students don't mind wearing a mask. What about your students?
And that's the thing as well. The elementary babies, they don't mind. They really don't, because they're showing off their designs and all of that. I think it's more so the parents that are making it a bigger deal, and not even all parents. It's the parents that are making it a bigger deal. The babies, they really don't mind. You will have to remind them, cover up your nose, because they're young, and that's understandable. But they're not complaining about it. They're still interact. They're just happy to interact with their classmates. They're happy to be in school. They're still getting their recess. We allow them to take them off when they're at recess, when they're at PE, and they're not complaining at all. So it's not a big deal. And if there were going to be any complaints, you would think it would be in the elementary level, because they are so young. They're not complaining at all.
Wow. So here in California, there was a California father went, he like accosted the teacher because his daughter had on her mask when she came outside, and he was just like, all up in arms. Why does she have on her mask? She's outside, and I saw the teachers in the teachers lounge, and they don't have their mask on. And the little girl is like, okay, wait. I have my mask on because I was coming from out inside. But when we're outside, we get to take them off.
Mm-hmm.
And then the principal had to explain to him that the teachers who are vaccinated are allowed, when they're away from students,
Mm-hmm.
to not have on their mask. Which it makes sense,
Makes
because they're
sense.
vaccinated. And then they probably were a little bit, they were a little distance probably. But still, that was the rule. The father came back, I guess, after taking the child, came back, walked into the principal's office, and a male teacher, because the principal was female, a male teacher who saw the commotion outside and saw this father walking in, he walked in to protect the principal, and they got into it. The father hit the teacher, and so they fought. Horrible.
And these are the
Horrible
examples that they're setting for their children.
These are right, and that's the thing. It's like, so because you were saying that the kids like they're having their mask, they're showing off their mask, they get to take it off. They just want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The parents are being a problem.
Yes.
Now, what could end up happening though, and this kind of goes into my second point, is we'll go back virtual, and parents didn't like that.
They didn't like that at all.
They couldn't go to work, but they didn't want to teach their kids.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think that year, well, you guys might not have had a whole year, but that year of virtual teaching, how did that change the way parents appreciate teachers?
Oh my gosh. When we first went virtual, March 2020, there was this outcry of, oh my gosh, you teachers, I appreciate you. You deserve this, you deserve that. So it's like we're finally getting the appreciation that we had been wanting for years, because they're realizing that we're not just in there, just sitting there watching their children. We're busting our butts inside of those classrooms, and they realize that. So as educators, we got a little excited, like, okay, they really do. They get it. And then it became, I don't want to say for everybody, but it started to become an inconvenience for them. So then it was like, oh, you teachers are lazy. Why you don't want to be in school? Why don't you want to do this? Do your job. That's what you signed up for. And it was like just a pop inside of the balloon, and like, oh my gosh, where was this appreciation when you first had to start not even homeschooling them, because the teachers, we were still providing the lessons. We were still doing the lesson planning. If anything, we were working harder because we didn't have them right there with us. So it was a little disheartening after a while, when it was like, okay, it's inconvenient now. And I understand. I totally do, because I'm a mom as well. So I understand that, okay, my child needs to be in school and I have to go to work, and this is a little difficult. I have multiple children, but to just completely go from, we appreciate you, we get it now, to you're being lazy and this is what you signed up for, it was very disappointing. It was very
Yeah.
disappointing.
And you know what? That's really interesting when you said that's what you signed up for. Nobody signs up to teach in a pandemic. Nobody
Not at
signs
all.
up for a pandemic, period, because that's just not something that we're used to.
Right.
Not here in America in our timeline, in our lifetime, have there been a pandemic. So when you say you signed up, no,
That's
that's
right.
not what we signed up. So that's first of all false, But then when you talk about when I remember teachers always complaining about class sizes.
Hmm.
Had people listened to teachers about the class sizes, it wouldn't have been that big of a problem because you would have been able to socially distance the
Yes.
kids properly. But if you have 30 kids in a small classroom, you the
There's no
social
way.
distancing is
Right.
no way to do it. And so to me, it's like the pandemic, it showed that we have a lot to do. We have a lot of work to do in education because our class sizes can't be that small. So which means we need more schools, we need more teachers.
Teachers, right?
And the way to get more teachers is to increase the salaries of teachers because one of the things we need more male teachers. And
Definitely.
men aren't going into teaching the way that they would is because they can't afford to provide for their families on that salary.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's really interesting that people say you signed up for this. No,
I
you didn't.
did.
Right, yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna take a break right there because I we are gonna go to a commercial and we're gonna come back because we need to talk about Canva and why you have dubbed yourself the teaching queen, okay?
All righty.
Always been my mission to help people with their health. Organs are some of the most nutrient-dense superfoods on the planet, and yet we're not getting them in our diet. My name is James Berry. I have been a chef for over 16 years. I came up with this new product. It's called Pluck. It's an organ-based all-purpose seasoning. In Pluck, you don't need to know how to cook. Just simply either make a food how you would and finish it with Pluck. You can add it to the recipe while you're making it. You can finish it with Pluck. You can simply just season your meal with Pluck. By being a shelf-stable spice, can be added to any food. Popcorn, rice, salad, chicken, fish, eggs, you name it, and you can use it with Pluck. The organ-based all-purpose seasoning that's versatile and goes with any food. Nutrition in a pinch.
We're back. All right, let's talk about. Look, we're talking to LaNedra Johnson. Am I saying it right?
Yes, you are.
You there? Yeah.
You are.
And she has dubbed herself the teaching queen, and I need to know because I love the name. Why the teaching queen?
When I first started my business, obviously I wanted to do with teaching because that's my comfort zone. That's what I feel that I am good at. And I'm not just about teaching, but I want to help other teachers with creating things. I want to help other teachers to be more comfortable with what they're doing inside of their classroom. So my business was Teaching Queen Collective because I'm providing a collective of different things to help those teachers. So the Teaching Queen, that's me.
But black women, I wonder where they have. We just all start calling each other queen.
Queen, yes.
Yes, it's just something that we do, right? Queen.
It's a way for us to just uplift each other because we need it.
Yes, now is that why you think we start calling each other queen? It's just a way of uplifting and it's like giving,
I think so. The way of showing respect for one another, giving one another props, because as Black women, we're going through so much and from all different angles. So I think that's a wonderful way for us to just acknowledge each other and like, I see you, you're a queen. And I want to let you know that I see you, I respect you, and I'm giving you your props.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have done it and I have called myself queen, but then I thought about it, I was like, why do we do that? So when I have educators on, because y'all educate people about everything. That's what people need to understand about educators. It is not you're teaching reading, you're teaching life skills. You're
Yes.
teaching those babies how to interact with it to effectively communicate
Communicate, yes.
verbally and as well as with the written word. I mean, it's everything. And it's important. That's why when people are so down on teachers, or they don't need to make money, or they need to do, I'm like, don't. Teachers are actually the people that helped us to be who we
Right,
are. Like,
exactly.
I can go back into all of the teachers that I've had and like what they poured into me. Even the teacher, let me tell you, I had a teacher who I thought was the worst teacher in the world. I will not say his, I
Hear the
thought he was the
name.
worst teacher in the world. I was in sixth grade and he was teaching something, and I was like, that's not right. Sixth grade. My mom and daddy were teachers though. And so, and I've always been like really smart. I think because I wore glasses, I felt like I needed to be smart. And I'm just, but I was always, and I was like, that's not right. So he got mad at me. He gave me a C in his class. Of course, I earned an A, but he gave me a C, and he told my mom that I undermined his authority.
Oh,
So my
wow.
mom said, don't say nothing. If he teaching them kids wrong, oh well, them kids just gonna learn wrong. I was like, what? I'm supposed to let my friends learn the wrong thing? She was like, yep. You in the classroom, she said you can get them outside and say, hey, that wasn't right.
But not in the classroom.
In the classroom, you keep your mouth closed. I kept my mouth closed. I got my A that I deserved. But it was crazy. But even him, he taught me something. Well, him and my mom, it taught me that sometimes is not always, you don't have to be right. You don't have to prove that you're right. You can know that you're right
Right.
without having to fight and prove it.
I
But
like
sometimes
that.
it's best to, be quiet. So that's taught me a lot, because now I can be in an argument. I'll be like, you know what? You're right.
Just let them have it, right?
You're right. Now I know you ain't right, but for peace sake.
Yes.
And then here's the thing. It's so crazy. I don't know where I got off on this, but somebody needs to hear this, obviously, because the communication, you English communication is
Yes, very important.
and sometimes people have to realize that you don't always have to make your point.
That's a big one right there.
Because some people are not trying to hear. Some people will never get it.
And you will drive yourself crazy trying to make them get it, and they already have it in their mind that what they're thinking is it.
I just saw something that's like it was about the lion, the tiger, and the donkey. And the tiger came, and the donkey. They were arguing about something. The donkey said that the grass was blue, and the tiger was like it's green. They took it to the lion, and the lion told the donkey, "You're right, and I'm gonna punish the tiger." And then so the donkey left. He was happy. The tiger was like, "What? You know the grass is green." He was like, "We know the grass is green, but I'm punishing you because you fighting with an ass. And you why you bringing that foolishness to me? You already know it's green. But why what is the problem?"
I like that.
When I saw that, and then I thought back to my sixth grade teacher and my mom, it all came like full circle. And that was a lesson I learned at 11.
Wow.
But I didn't quite get it like that. But I really learned that lesson at 11. So I appreciate teachers, because teachers really do make us who we are. All right, let's talk about Canva, girl, because that is one of my favorite things to do.
Happy to hear that.
No, you know what? And because I know you do it for teachers, and it is really exciting because, especially when you guys were online, you probably needed a whole lot of stuff. But just share how do teachers use Canva?
And that's what I love about it, because a lot of teachers don't realize how they can use it. They've been using it for their social media and things like that, which is how I got started with it until I discovered the wonderfulness of it for teachers. But there is a Canva for Education account that Canva has, and it's free for teachers. So it's kind of like their pro account, but it's tailored specifically for us, because we can set up classrooms inside of Canva for education, and we can invite our students. But just a few of the things that us teachers can do with it is we can create our own worksheets and things like that, because they have templates that we can utilize. So what made me get more into it during the pandemic is because obviously being online, I didn't have access to all of the things that I had in my classroom. So I needed to find something that was virtual, but I didn't want to just keep pulling from off of Teachers Pay Teachers, which I absolutely love. But over the years, I realized I spent a lot of money on Teachers Pay Teachers. And it dawned on me, like, those things are created by teachers just like me. Like, I could create some of my own things. So I started turning to Canva. And I started with little presentation slides, because when I'm teaching, I like to always start off with the preview of it with my students. So I'll present something in front of them, but I needed to do that virtually. So I started creating my own presentation slides to introduce phonics lessons and math lessons and things like that, calendar math. So everything that we would normally do in the classroom or purchase from a website like Teachers Pay Teachers, it can be done inside of Canva. Worksheets, different things like presentation slides, anchor charts, letters, the little newsletters that we do for our communication with our parents. All of those things can be done inside of Canva. And the great thing is they can start with a template. So they don't have to be a graphic designer or anything like that. Canva is wonderful for the person that can't do anything but change the color and upload a picture. If that's all you can do Canva, because they have templates for you where you can start there.
That's, you know what, you were saying that, and I know this is for teachers, but then of course the parent in me was thinking,
yes,
we made worksheets.
Yes.
So I personally feel, as much as I love teachers, if we're not teaching at the house too,
yes,
children are kind of, they're not gonna be those A students we really want them to be.
Right.
And, you know, and learn it, because sometimes you guys are like, you have to teach what you have to teach, but then I can maybe go into a little bit more at the house.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking now those worksheets, I can make some worksheets too.
Yes, you can.
Canva.
Yes, you can.
That's really dope. So not just teachers, but parents who teach at home could go to your website and get some stuff too.
Yes, it's for anybody with a Canva account.
So, and I did see, because I went to your website and you have freebies. You have 10 Canva uses for teachers.
Yes.
And then how to brand your teacherpreneur business with Canva. And you also have free templates for teachers.
Yes. I am an approved. So, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
What's your website address?
www.teachingqueencollective.com.
Okay. So we're going to put that on there so people can go and get those freebies.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about those.
The freebies are because I want teachers and teacherpreneurs to just really understand how because a lot of them are saying, okay, I use Canva, but I don't know how I can use it as a teacher. So I just wanted to give them just some different things that you may not think of that you can use Canva for, as well as the teacherpreneurs. They're like, okay, I'm still a teacher, but I have my business and I want to know, how can I use it for my business? How can I brand my business with it? So I just wanted to give them some of those things as well. As far as the templates, I'm an approved Canva template creator. So I create educational use templates for Canva, and they can be found inside of Canva's library. So I want to help teachers and even the parents that are teaching their students at home to just get a starting place, a foundation that they can have some templates that they know are created by educators, and they can, make it their own. That's what I tell my community on Facebook. Find a template that matches the structure of what you want to create and make it your own. Make changes to the colors and change the wording and just make it what you need it to be. So I just wanted to make a foundation of some of those templates that you all can utilize and just make whatever changes to it that you need.
That is awesome. Now, when did you start this? Like, how long have you been doing this?
As far as using Canva?
Well, I mean, with your business, when you actually started and like, hey, this could be a business. When did you?
When I decided to make Canva my business, because my business originally started, I was doing teacher t-shirts. So I was using Canva to design my t-shirts. And then once the pandemic came, that's when I was like, wait a minute, I'm using Canva for more than t-shirts now. I'm actually creating things that I'm using in the classroom. And I know other teachers out there, because we're all virtual right now. I know other teachers are probably wondering how they can create some of their own things. So I started my community in Facebook on, I want to say it was May 2020. I started a community, Teachers Creating in Canva, and never did I imagine that there would be so many teachers that were interested in using Canva, because Canva was not really as well known as it is now. Now Canva is like, they're making commercials on TV and everything. But in just a year, my community grew to 1.8 thousand teachers and teacherpreneurs and homeschool moms and tutors and things like that. So for the past year is really when Canva has been a major part of my business.
So what I'm hearing, oh, hold on, I'm sorry. My phone is, I thought I turned it off, but I don't know. I got a new iPhone and it don't do the same like my other one did. But anyway, I'm sorry. So what I'm hearing is the mindset. We got into this whole pandemic. We were stuck at the house and all that kind of stuff. But then what happened? Everybody was, woe is me, woe is me. But your mindset was like, hey,
that pivot.
Business. And you pivoted and you made a business with that. I think that is so awesome. That is so amazing. And that's what this show is about. It's about mindset. Mindset matters. And you started a whole business because you switched your mindset about, oh, I got to be teaching virtually to, oh, we teaching virtually.
Right.
Let me see how I can help everybody. That is so cool. And I really appreciate you for being here. And I wanted to end on that note because this is what the show is all about. Mindset matters, and highlighting how people have changed their mindset and made their lives better. So I appreciate you. I applaud you, Queen, teaching Queen. Thank you for being on. Everybody go. If you have students, if you're a teacher, if you have students that you are home teaching, go to, the teachingqueencollective.com. Get your freebies. Sign up for whatever else she got going on, because I'm sure it's some good stuff over there. And thank you. If you want to be a guest because you have learned how to change your mindset to be blessed, contact me. Go to www.raykeltosin.com and check out my website first and foremost, because it's a great website. Check out my website, get some good information on there, and then hit me up and let me know that you want to be a guest. And I have a Facebook group, Tribe Called Blessed. It's and everybody can get on there, and then we may have some teachers on there that may need some of your stuff, but I would love for you to be a member of the tribe.
Definitely.
Okay, so everybody out there, if you are watching, if you are on YouTube, you can go down and look. You can see and click on so you can be a member of Tribe Called Blessed. Also, sometimes we have nice little goodies for you. And until next week, be blessed.